But definitely some days and your axle's deep in the muck and you're like, oh the Lord, am I going to get out of this at all? You do sit there thinking, what am I at? Like, why did I ever want to get into this? But no, we love it. We love the hardship.
Girls against the world these days. It's the world against the girls these days. Even girls against the girls these days. But all the girls gonna be.
Now, another load tip.
How you doing, folks? Back again for another video in the series Women in Haulage. This video today is brought to you by Fleet Data. For all your compliance needs on one screen, check them out on www.fleetdata.ie. We're here with Alicia Kearney. Alicia, thanks for having us.
No bother at all.
How long are you driving?
Well, I suppose I'm on the road about 2.5 years now.
And at one point I think you were the youngest in the country.
Oh, I'd say I definitely was, yeah. I started when I was 18.
Were you on the road in an Arctic at 18?
Well, I started off in a quarry, driving a dumper. And sure, I suppose I started that just when I finished school, and I got my rigid license then straight away. And I hopped into a rigid and then went on and got the Arctic, and I was in the Arctic at 18, yeah.
So college was never an option for you?
No, definitely not. I hated school. I hated it.
What took you down the bad road of lorries and plant and hardship? Where did the love for that come from?
Well, it runs in the family, so Daddy would have lorries at home, so any chance I got, I'd always go for a spin with him. I'd always be eyeing them to go on, you know yourself. But
yeah.
No, just Daddy having them around the yard at home, and where I grew up now, everybody is into lorries or some sort of machinery, so I was always around them, like.
And at the minute you're driving for Stevenson in Wicklow.
Yeah.
And you're in a 650 here, and it's not just your standard 650.
No, not really, no.
There's a few wee extras on it.
Yeah, no, she's class.
You have the full interior, stacks, catwalks, the whole... It's a show lorry.
It is a show lorry. A workhorse but a show pony. No, she definitely is now.
Do you go to the shows? Are you a fan of them?
Yeah, I love the shows, yeah.
What's your favourite show?
Well, I haven't did a whole lot with her now. I'm not in it that long, but we brought it to Douala there, just gone over the summer, and she actually won Best Workhorse in it.
Oh.
So we were delighted with that.
What shows are you looking forward to next year?
Well, I think Douala is a good one now. I like going there, and
I think it's the boys that organise it.
Yeah.
So it is.
I'll hit that tree.
What do you love about life on the road?
I love it all. I feel like I was born to do this sort of crack, you know, but I love being on my own sometimes and just having the radio on and listening to the music, and you know, like, there's no one really annoying you. Now, you do get a lot of hardship too, but I don't know, I sort of love it all. I love the lorries, looking at other lorries and having a crack with the boys, and you know yourself.
What do you hate about life on the road?
Well, I drive in Dublin all day, every day, so probably the traffic and
that's
just other road users. They don't understand you or your lorry coming at them, you know.
And especially on a Friday.
And they hate seeing you coming. Oh, they hate it.
And the work you're doing, you're probably in city centre a lot of the time.
Yeah.
It's not as if you're on the M50 and...
No, well, we would be up and down the M50 now.
Aye, but you'd be going in more into the heart of it.
Yeah, we would, yeah. We definitely would.
What are the main challenges faced by women in the industry?
I suppose you'd pull into a spot there and you'd have a lot of eyes on you, you know, you'd be that bit more watched, I feel. I just feel like people are watching your every move, you know.
As in they're waiting for you to fuck up?
Yeah, that's how I feel about it. Now, don't get me wrong, a lot of people are love to see you but there are a few there. You pull into a site and you'd see them watching like, oh, what's this one about, or what's this one doing, you know.
Would it be an older generation or a younger generation that'd be watching you? Or would it mix of both?
Bit of both, you know, yeah, a bit of both. Yeah, but I think a lot of people do be amazed though too, because obviously I'm in Dublin all day, every day, but you know, some people in Dublin on working on the sites, they don't even drive a car, like, you know, so they're amazed with you coming in a big fancy lorry, but yeah, no, so if you're having a bad day now and people are looking at you, you're like, will you just go away now?
Would you have a bit of a temper, you would?
A small bit now, yeah. I tell you what I think, yeah.
Do you ever find the driving lonely?
Sometimes, yeah, like it's long hours, you know, you're up early and you're home late, and you know, you would, but then I suppose me and all the boys in the yard, we all get along, you know.
Yeah.
We do, and we'd be on the phone and we'd be having the crack, but definitely at times now you would be sick listening to yourself.
It's probably a lot easier when you're working with a good bunch of lads.
Oh, definitely. Like, I could ring any of them lads back in the yard and the boss man David with the most stupidest question going, and they might laugh at me and slag me, but they definitely answer it to the best they can, like.
You'd want to be thick-skinned, like.
Oh, absolutely. They would be too with their arm out of me.
Do you find driving hard on the mental health?
Sometimes, yeah. I suppose with the tipper work now, you're kept going, let's say, like you're always on your feet. You wouldn't pull in for a half an hour break there and say, oh sure, I'll take an hour, you know yourself. You're always trying to make some sort of digger man or a site closing or something. But yeah, you know, I suppose some people's mental health probably wouldn't be great at the best of times, but we just deal with it the best we can.
If you're having a bad day in the lorry and things aren't going according to plan, how do you address that, or what do you do to kind of not fix it, but you know, make your day a little bit better?
I'm a bit of a weirdo. I silence, don't answer the phones, and just put on some music that I like and just let it go away myself, you know yourself. Just let it pass. But no, it's every day now. We wouldn't really have many bad days, thankfully, but no, just listen to the music and self.
Do you find the driving and the hours affects relationships or the ability to hold down relationships?
Oh yeah, I find that a big one. Like, it's so hard, especially I'm only 20, like I'm so young. It's so hard to find another 20-year-old lad that's just as hard working as you know, like you're up early, you're home late. No one understands that anymore in my generation. I feel like they're like, why are you working so hard? What's it all for? And you just love it. It's just in the blood.
But with lads your age, would they not be kind of in awe to find a girl that's into machinery and into lorries and a big fancy lorry, like?
I suppose they probably would, but sure, they wouldn't be the lads you want, you know? They wouldn't be the right sort of lad, but they would. Like, I would get a good bit of that. I definitely would, but just wouldn't be the sort of lad you're after now.
Yeah. And if you could change one thing about the haulage industry in general, what would it be?
Well, obviously a big one, I suppose, for us girls, it would be the services. Like in Dublin, I drive all day, every day, and there mightn't even be a shop I can pull into in some draws, you know. So I suppose it would be bigger shops, bigger services. So a toilet, like, wouldn't be that glamorous now, that side of things.
Is any of the services in the country aimed at women, or do they make life easy for women?
Sure, them all in general, like, you know. I suppose they're not really cut out for women in haulage yet, are they?
No, they're not cut out for men in haulage, never mind women.
No, exactly, yeah, exactly.
Are you taken serious when you report a problem with the lorry?
Yeah, well, I wouldn't have been at the start because I was only 18 when I started driving, like. So at the start I felt like they were like sure, what does that one know? What's she doing? You know, who does she think she is? She's so young. But now, definitely, now I'd ring the boys and they'd be like, all right, yeah, no bother, like.
Would you, what am I saying here now? Would you have found it hard to get a start when you got your licence first, like?
No.
Like, you were with Hudson in the quarries.
No, I really fell on my feet now getting into this industry. I started off in the quarries. I drove dumpers. I actually drove, you know, the big 60-ton dumpers.
Yeah.
They were my machines. So I did a summer in that, and thankfully Tom Hudson and all the Hudsons, they were great to me. They couldn't have given me any more. He gave me a start, as he says himself. He took a gamble on me and it worked out. But no, Tom knew I was into the lorries, and just at the time it worked out. It was the end of the summer and he was stuck for a rigid driver, and he said, will you do it? And I said, absolutely, like, that's
And
what.
had you got your licence at this stage?
I did. I had my licence. I had it all. God, he knew that, you know.
So you had your licence and you were still working in the quarry?
Had my licence, was still driving the dumpers and the machines. I loved it. I really did love it. But I always knew I wanted to go down the line of lorries. So went into the rigid then, got thrown into the heart of the city. And then it just so happened a few months later it all fell into plan, and I had my Arctic licence at this stage, and he was stuck for an Arctic driver, and he said, will you go drive an Arctic? And I said, absolutely. And here I am now, loving life.
Do you find that lorries take over your life?
Yeah, 100%. Especially driving such a spec of lorry I'm in now. Like, you wouldn't take this on unless you weren't up for it, you know, that sort of a way.
Yeah.
Like, I go home there at the weekends, and 3 hours is a quick wash to me in this. And sure, you know, your typical lorry driver, like, they're not going to spend 3 hours washing the lorry at the weekend, but no, definitely. And even in the evenings there, we'd be big into the country jiving and dancing and all that, and my friends would be like, oh, are you coming tonight? And you'd be like, no, working.
I'm washing the lorry.
No, busy. But yeah, no, definitely.
And when you didn't get this lorry straight away when you started at Stevenson?
No, I started in a Renault T-High. That was a lovely machine, but she just wasn't a muck lorry, and I always knew I was getting out of Renault anyway, because she just wasn't cut for our job, you know. But then he came to me a few weeks later, he says, would you be interested in driving the 650? And I was like, absolutely, yeah. So I waited out a few weeks, or a few months went by, and I'm in her now and loving life. No, she's class now, she is.
It was a fair big step up from a Renault to this.
Yeah, small bit of one. No, she is. I love the interior especially. It's unreal. It's class.
Have you ever felt intimidated in any of the services or on sites?
Yeah, not so much services now. I wouldn't really, but definitely in sites. I did a lot of flat work over the summer. And yeah, being so small and so tiny, like, people aren't doing it out of rudeness either, but they're staring at you, like, I mean, staring into your soul. And sometimes you will be like, Jesus, am I even safe to get out here, you know? Sure, many of them, they'd come at you, sure, you've nothing to fight against. But
Yeah.
sometimes, now not all the time, definitely not every site, but some sites you would feel intimidated.
Intimidated and judged.
Yeah, definitely.
Would you get offered help on sites if you were struggling or you were stuck? Like, would lads come over and offer help?
Yeah. I feel like some lads, now not them all, are a bit more lenient towards girls, especially at the flat work. Like, I used to pull into a site there, we were drawing up and down a lot of the time, and you'd go in and before you know it, they'd be there taking your straps off for you, like, and rolling them up and handing them back to you.
Were they doing that out of nosiness to get talking to you, or were they doing that just out of kindness? Would they do, if a man went in with the same load, would they do it for them?
No, that's funny because I was actually usually running in convoy with one of the other lads, and we used to get great crack and slagging out of it. They'd run over to me and they'd leave him sitting there on his own. But yeah, like some of them it would have been chancing their arm with you, but others was just pure niceness. The fact that you're a girl and you're in the industry and it's hard enough, so they would definitely come over and help you.
Would you get the same work as your male colleagues, or would you get an easier day's work?
No, God, the same work. That's what I love as well. Since I got into it, I'm treated the same everywhere. Like, I don't get a handier day than the lads, and they don't get a handier day than me. Now, don't get me wrong, some days, every day is different. It depends what draw you're on or what you're doing for the day, but no, that's what I definitely love about Stevenson's. We're all treated the same, you know. We're all the one.
There's no favouritism?
No, not at all. Not at all.
What would you say to anyone who says it's a man's job?
Absolutely not. No, definitely not. Definitely not anymore anyway. We're out here making a man's job girly again. No way, sure. We're doing it, and there's many other girls doing it. I love meeting other girls on the road. It'd make my day whenever I meet another girl on the road, and there's lots out there.
There is a lot of girls driving lorries now, women in general, not of every age.
Yeah, no, there is definitely a lot of us out there now.
What advice would you give to anyone who's thinking about getting the licence?
Oh, go for it. Go for it. You won't look back. Well, I haven't looked back anyway. No, absolutely. It's a great experience as well. No 2 days the same. Like, you could be, well, for me, I could be at anything. So that's what I really love about it. You never get bored about it. You never get sick of it, you know. And you're bogged to the bollocks out of a 7 o'clock of a winter's evening. Sure, what else would you be at? I love it.
What has been your most favourite memory since you started driving?
Oh, definitely getting asked to drive this. 100%. Like, there is no doubt about it. She is one of a kind of a lorry, you know.
It's a fair lorry for someone of your age, I will.
Yeah, no, definitely hopping into this and just driving it with pride as well. I take great pride in cleaning it and looking after it. And I just love it, to be honest.
How often would you wash it?
Now, every evening she would get a rinse off, but every weekend she gets a good deep clean. You have to, especially drawing muck all day, every day, you have to keep on top of it, you know.
Yeah. What has been your most daunting or worst experience since you started driving?
I pulled into a site one day and came across a not so nice man, and sort of said very rude comments and sexist comments, and still to this day you think, geez, what that man said that day, is he right? You know, that sort of sticks with me, just that little memory of pulling into the site one day and a lad not too keen to see a young girl sitting up in a lorry, and yeah.
Was it said out of bitterness, or was he in bad form? Did someone annoy him, or was he just did not want you there?
Didn't want me there, and I'd say he just didn't have great personality now, just pure bitterness, yeah.
There's a lot of them around.
There is. Now, thankfully, few of them. A lot of lads are actually delighted to see you coming, you know. You pull in and you have great crack with most of them. But there is still a few out there, unfortunately, now. But I just laugh at them, like, you have to laugh at them.
Water of a duck's back.
Absolutely, yeah. Kill them with kindness.
Is there anything else you want to highlight in the series, or?
Not really. It's great to see many girls at it now, you know. It's great to see lots of us out there.
And there's more and more coming on.
Oh, definitely. Even in the last year, I think in the last year there's really a lot of women, young and older, It's great to see, yeah.
And just come back to you when you got your licence. Like, what did your ones at home think when you said I'm getting the lorry licence? Or did they know from a young age that?
Oh, I think it was fairly obvious now at a young age, yeah. Anything in the yard that was moving, or if Daddy was going anywhere, I'd always be hopping up into the lorry and going on with him. There wouldn't be a choice, like he wouldn't get a choice. But no, I think at the start maybe Mammy and Daddy, especially Daddy, he was like, do you not see the hardship I get all day, every day? Do you seriously want to get into it? So I think at the start there might have been a tiny bit of trying to persuade me away from it. But then when they realised, oh sure, we won't get anywhere with this one, just go on driving and that's it. See, once I get something into my head that I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it and that's it, you know. So, yeah, no, I think at the start they were a bit like, oh jeez, don't do it to yourself. But now, like, I meet Daddy on the road many times a day and we flash and give the scan, and he couldn't be prouder, and Mammy the same. They love meeting me on the road.
And will it be a thing now in a few years or whatever number of years to come that you're going to take over your father's business, or have you an interest in that?
Yeah, maybe so, yeah. Yeah, Daddy sort of has a small little setup there that suits himself, but you never know what'll be in store down the line. You never know.
I think we covered pretty much everything there.
Yeah?
You want to add in?
Not really. Other than we love the hardship. Don't be fooled by us going down the road, Snapchatting, listening to music. We really do love the hardship.
Is there ever days where you're just sitting there and you're going, what in the name of Jesus am I doing in this line of work then?
Yeah, definitely. Especially because we're muck shifters, like all day, every day we're drawing muck, and sure, anyone who's in the tipper game, like, it's not easy. It's definitely, it's not like hacking out of a quarry. Yeah, you might spin on a bit of a hill or you might get stuck in the site, but some of them tips are no joke, you know. But definitely some days and your axle's deep in the muck and you're like, oh the Lord, am I going to get out of this at all? You do sit there thinking, what am I at? Like, why did I ever want to get into this? But no, we love it. We love the hardship.
Did you ever have an emotional day where you said, no, I'm done, this is it?
Yeah, at the flat work one day I was on my own, there was no one. See, one thing about me, I'm not afraid to ask for help. I'll ask you, I'll ask anyone for help, and I don't care. Like, I don't care if someone laughs at me for looking for the help, I'll ask. But one day at flat work I couldn't get a strap on. I was throwing it over, like, and I couldn't get it up, and there might have been a few tears shed now, let's just say, but you just don't give up, you keep going.
Emotions go high that day?
Yeah, definitely. But
you were quitting and going to go back to college?
Oh no, we weren't going to go back to college now, but we might have been fucking hanging up the keys.
But you'd have the same hardship regardless if you're in the quarry or you were. You know, like if you have plant or machinery, you're going to have hardship.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, there's nothing plain sailing about it.
No, not in the slightest. That's what I mean, like you don't get into it unless you love the hardship, really, you know?
Yeah.
No, we do.
Well, that's it, Alicia. Thanks for having me down and having the chat.
No bother.
And we have a few spaces left on this series. We're hoping to cap it around 12. So if there's any other women interested, get in touch. Like, subscribe and follow. Thank you.